Hi, Melanie. I'm gonna be doing your journey healing now. I'm so ready to do this. I always get a little jumbled up before I start because I get a little nervous. I never know what I'm gonna see. Okay. So to introduce the work I'm doing, we're gonna focus on helping Melanie um, heal from a very long road with some drug use challenges. This really causes a lot of trauma to the body and the emotional, mental, everything. And you had some challenges too because your father had left when you were young. I'm taking your grandmother with me to do this healing as well, and that's Grandma Rose. So it's so beautiful because the spiritual permission slip that I had channeled was also a lot about flowers, images of flowers, and sort of really warm images of healing. I didn't know your grandma's name was Rose, so it was really unique how that all blended together. So I'm ready to do this work. I've been ready to do this work for a while since it sort of came into my inbox. So I'm happy to finally have the day come and now I can focus on you. I don't want to waste any time. I just want to get in there, but I also want to make sure I have all my ducks in a row because I want to make this the most effective healing I can for you. So I'm working with my spirit guides to help me balance here. I'm to indicate that your very beautiful spiritual permission slip. For those who are watching the video, you can read it in the YouTube notes that describe what the video is about. It's really pretty. It's well worth reading. My spirit guides want to indicate that this healing is for somebody who has experienced a drug use challenges with drug usage, and this spiritual healing does work for anybody in this neck of the woods. And so this video is going to be powerful not only for you, Melanie, but it's going to change other people's lives and help other people to see how spiritual healing does work. It's kind of like a hidden doorway out there. We're used to going to the hospital or doctors of all different kinds to find our healing, but spiritual healing also works, and it's very effective because what you have in the physical, now I can actually go underneath it, inside it, deep within it, to see what is there so we can heal those reflections, and then they can transform the way you experience the world in the physical. So I'm supposed to tell you that this physical world that we experience, it has like a tangibility, so you can feel things are sort of hard, or you can feel things. You can't just walk through that door. You actually have to open it and then go through it. So this sort of physical layer, it's really just a dense spiritual layer, and we don't see it that way. We see it as a physical, and then there's a spiritual, and that's it. So it's either one or the other, but they're blended. So this dense spiritual layer, I'm just going to go into the lighter spiritual layers and then heal those, and then that healing has a way of affecting and transforming this dense spiritual layers. This work is really needed to get through to you and touch you and help give you a whole new version of what love can feel like. And you really come from a very loving, your mother's very loving soul. Their grandmother, I'm so honored to get to work with your grandma. I'm actually going to connect with her here. You're really on the brink of whole new awareness of who you are, Melanie, and what you are capable of. And it's very big. It's very special. So my spirit guides are asking me if I know what it is. I don't quite understand it. As of right now, the best I can comprehend it is that you have sort of like a there's something really, I don't know how to describe it. It was the flower images were the only way that it could make sense to me. It's some way of touching people in that way that flowers do touch our hearts as well. And you have a way about you that is actually very compassionate, and could be very influential in healing others. And that spiritual healing could actually be an effective road for you as well. You should explore my Reiki attunement videos. If you don't know what attunement is, it's basically a gift from the spirit realm to help your body feel, channel, and share spiritual healing with other people. You can share it with your pets, your plants, your food, your water, anything. It's super easy to use, and this would be a very good direction for your soul. You actually have a natural ability to do this type of work. You're a very sensitive person. So I'm just allowing my spirit guides to sort of walk me through this, and then I want to get started here. Something just feels so calm and patient about everything. Every one of these is different. The energy, so I'm in connection with you, and as I'm in connection with you, the energy just, it is what it is. This is just the way it feels. And so something is just very patient about all of this, and it's very refreshing for me. Usually get thrown into these things, and I don't know what I'm gonna face. Next thing I know, it's just some really unpredictable stuff. But this is so refreshing. You could stay in this fluid energy forever. This is the type of way you can. You have that sort of knack about your just spirit alone. It just has this fluid, natural way about it. It's just relaxing me big time. It's like your soul alone is just wanting to relax me and then help me through this too. I'm connecting with your Grandma Rose, trying to feel the connection coming through. Something about this and the flower energies. Something about this. I'm asking my spirit guides if I'm ready. Nothing has been said yet. I've indicated that I am in connection with Grandma Rose, and I'm ready to work with her in order to heal your soul, Melany. So we'll see how she comes through in the journey. Sometimes they make a very big impact. Sometimes they come through as like a reflection of a rose itself or something of that kind. And sometimes it's hard to say how she will be involved, but I'm definitely warm and welcoming of her soul to help me with you. They want me to see this as like, what is my idea of a lovely grandma, and that's Grandma Rose. So it's sort of like, okay, they're saying visualize Grandma Rose. She's a lovely grandma. She's sort of, this is the image I need to take in, is this lovely grandma who just, when you're a kid and you're around your grandma, it's like your grandma's your whole world, because she's not she doesn't have to keep up with all the normal like daily life challenges that the mom has to. Grandma's sort of free from that now. She can bake cookies and do other fun stuff. So grandmas get to play that special role, There's something really warm about that. I'm just taking in the sensation of what is the joy of being a child and the feeling of awesome grandma and hanging out with awesome grandma. That's this feeling that's just all around me right now. They're saying that is Grandma Rose. There's something really beautiful about that. Who doesn't love a rose, There's something really beautiful about that. So, all of this is part of the healing work. It's a very long introduction. It's very patient and slow motion. Something really beautiful about it too. I don't always get to experience the beauty in this work, so it's so refreshing to me. It's like healing my soul. So your soul and your grandma's soul are healing my soul. It's really meaningful to me. It feels like I'm going to be taken here to the start of the journey. This has already started, but the pictures haven't revealed themselves as of yet. It's just been sort of energy feelings and just some channeling going on. So I haven't been able to really see the spirit realm yet. So I'm sort of entering into this is so peaceful. It's unimaginably peaceful. I mean, I'm expecting to dive down into some dark spaces, but this is so peaceful. I'm basically entering into a scene where there's a lot of grass, and there's sort of a really cute, I don't know how you describe this, but it would be where roses sort of grow around these sort of white pieces, and it's kind of a pretty thing out in your garden. And there's a little waterway, so you kind of walk over this pretty like miniature bridge. It just adds to this garden scene. So I haven't seen flowers all over, but there's just really pretty grass and this really white sort of tiny miniature bridge, and it's perfectly white and painted white. And then there's really beautiful rose flowers sort of curling around some of these parts of the bridge. And they're just a light pink color. And then we're just enjoying this right now. That's the first scene that I see. There's something really nice about this. Simultaneously, I see this picture. And I'm just going to tell you, it makes me think of France because I've been to France and they have, I've been to some of these French gardens and it's like, wow, they really, really nurture the senses with what they do there. They really empower you to love the beauty of nature and want to be embraced by nature, really bring out the flowers, really bring out this sort of pretty things like a miniature bridge or something like that. There's just a lot of pretty nature flares out there. It's really breathtaking and so dynamic. Every part of France is really pretty in its own unique way. So something about this just makes me feel like I'm in France, which is really refreshing for me. But simultaneously, we have this pretty picture here, and then simultaneously, it's altering the image, and I'm actually going through what is sort of a swinging door. I'm walking through like I don't know, a turnstile kind of type thing, but it's just this flapping door that swings back and forth, and I'm going through here. I'm not able to see, just there's some darker images in here. I see some very dark things. So right now I'm just going to describe what I see and all this stuff will make sense. This is part of the healing. So what I'm seeing here is not pretty, so just brace yourself. But basically I'm in a hospital, and on the hospital bed that I'm seeing, I'm supposed to look at this entity specifically, but it is a man and his entire body is burnt to a crisp. But he's quite alive still, and it's almost like that is his form. So there's sort of a demonic feel to this, but there's no interaction with this entity just yet, or understanding of what this means. They're asking me, they're asking you, Melany. They say, do you want to heal him? So I'm just going to put it out there and I'll see what the response is that comes. So do you feel that this man needs healing? And I just want to see what your soul says to me. So you're not answering me. You're actually just, you yourself are a part of this journey. This is the most weirdest journey. This is really exciting. It's so different. You yourself are in this hospital space. You yourself are touching his skin without fear and without judgment of his appearance. You seem to have the natural ability to touch people without judgment. So you're touching his skin, and it's naturally is healing on its own. He's actually coughing and spitting out energy because it's almost like it really was like a man that was in a house fire. And somehow in the spiritual layers, you touch him and his skin is healing. They're saying you have a natural healing ability, and we are going to make sure you see this in this video. This is part of the healing because you need to see who and what you are. This isn't just about healing the body and all of this that you've been through. You need to see who and what you are, and sometimes seeing that is what helps us to open our eyes to our true potential, because you're quite special. So his skin looks normal again. He just sort of looks really tired and he's coughing. He's clearly been through something. There's nothing demonic about this man. He sort of has that sort of appearance, but he's not now. He looks just like an average older man, maybe late 40s or so, bald spot, just looks like a regular guy. Even is starting to manifest the clothing of a fireman. So this is really reflective of being in a fire, and then being burnt in a fire. They're asking you, Ashley, if you know your relationship with this man who was burnt in the fire. This never comes through in these. I'm supposed to give it a pause here, apparently. So I'm supposed to ask you this. Do you know the man that was burnt here in the fire? And I'm supposed to wait a minute. You're touching his heart now. You're not speaking words, you're touching his heart now. And you're actually opening a doorway to his heart, and you are putting your hand on his heart specifically, and then you are filling him with beautiful pink energy, and it is flowing through you naturally. You don't speak, you just do actions that are extremely soft and loving and extremely gentle and just instantly healing. It's amazing. Um, he's really affected by the gift of healing you are giving to him. And he's even just filling up with renewal. He's no longer sickly looking at all. He looks like a really strong guy, feeling really wonderful. He sees something in you. You are shown to me as just, you're wearing a pink dress. Whether this is exactly what you look like or not, it's not what matters. What matters is that I have a vibration that has created an identity that helps me understand. So you're just sort of maybe, in this image, you just look like maybe 5'6", blonde hair, wearing a pink dress. There's something just you just look like a nice young girl. But there's something unique about this because you're something like gypsy almost about it. Like you have this sort of a mysterious side to you. But you don't speak, you only act, and you seem to know what to do. It's really neat to watch you working. My spirit guides are asking me if I know how I'm healing you right now. And there's a sensation as though I am opening the doorway into your heart, and then I am touching your heart with this light pink energy. By showing you who and what you are and what you are capable of. There's work to do in your body. Now the fireman is on his way, and he's very thankful for this. This is all part of the understanding and the wisdom. So you're laying on the hospital bed now, and now you look very sickly. The behavior right here is creating a very intense energy disturbance for me. Because it's the only way I can describe it is I'm losing it. In my mind, I'm literally losing it, and I like desperately want to help you, and I can't even get to you to touch your heart. I'm just losing my mind right now. But you simultaneously are sort of lost as well in your own mind. And you're feeling filled with all different versions of emotions, and it's so conglomerated and jammed up together. It's like I wouldn't even know how to swim my way through all of these. Wouldn't even want to try. It's just so many emotions, but the body is sick too. So the emotions and the thoughts and the body are all jammed together, experiencing what is really the equivalent of you standing in a house fire and then being burnt to death. There's some reflection here about this is the wisdom. My spirit guides they're saying this, so I have to say this to you. They say, Melany, do you want to be burnt to death? That's what they're saying, and you say no, I do not. That is instantaneously clear. But you need somebody to touch your heart here. Sometimes the energy is just, it swirls, I just need a minute here to collect myself, because I'm simultaneously experiencing how family feels when they see you, while I'm simultaneously experiencing how you feel when you're in this state of being. But it's sort of like you're in the state of I'm trying to receive help, but in the process it creates all kinds of jammy emotions and feelings in you. I need to see you standing here in the pink dress, healing the fireman again, because it was so beautiful. It was altering for me to experience it. My spirit guides are asking me if I'm calming down, and I'm saying I'm trying to. These experiences, they're talking about human beings, family members, loved ones who go through experiences of this kind. they experience different versions of pain, in the body, in the mind, in the heart, emotions, all of that. And the souls experience all of this too. And the souls have memories of extremely loving times, like this beautiful garden in France where everything just feels perfect and it's in place, and you just want to stay there. And then they enter into lifetimes where there's a friction or an energy that jumbles everything up. So now these souls are challenged to learn how to help each other, and then try to create balance in the soul family again, because you're really surrounded by a lot of soulmates here in your family. And it's really neat. And your souls are all really, really close. And Grandma Rose is here. She also is one of your soulmates in your soul family. Super loving. But she's sort of really quiet. It's sort of odd because she's not trying to make a really loud sound in all of this. She's really quiet in the way her energy is flowing through. Sometimes they're really vocal, and sometimes they share in different ways. And her soul's like, there's something really good about this cookie feeling that I got, because when I think of awesome grandma, my grandma used to bake me cookies and I just loved it. And so that's sort of my what I, as a child, is sort of like, I love going to grandma's and playing cards and the marble game and baking cookies. And she would take us to the science center and we would go through the rabbit hole, and it was really fun. She always just did fun things with us. And so it's sort of like this loving memory is transforming into a chocolate chip cookie from Grandma Rose. And it's like, I'm giving you on the bed in this hospital this chocolate chip cookie. And let's see what you do with this. It's medicine, and this medicine is love, is what the message is. We're filling you with memories of what true, genuine love feels like, and what balance feels like. Because you need to remember that type of stuff. It helps. So you have this cookie here. It hasn't decided whether it's going to be eaten or if it's going to manifest into energy and go into your heart. It hasn't decided quite yet what it will become. So it's just still sitting here on this hospital bed. Spirit guides are asking me what I want to have done with the cookie. I was like, I'm not going to force you to take this cookie. I want you to choose whether you want it or not. You haven't chosen to take it just yet. Something is helping you develop some inner strength here. And then a clarity, because you're sitting up in the bed and this sort of really clash of thoughts and energies and stuff is sort of dissipating, because you're feeling just naturally stronger right now, and you feel like you're having clarity of thought here, as in you were in an odd coma this whole time, and you're just like, oh, where was I guess I'm not even sure what I was doing that whole time, but now I feel awake now I'm just ready to do the next thing. It's almost like that fireman, you touched his heart, and then he too was in this like kind of chaos. There was some weird parallel here between that whole experience of the fireman and then you. And then the healing for both of you is quite similar right now. How you touched his heart with love, and now he's just healed, He's ready to go be a fireman now. Whereas now you have been touched by this like cookie and this like love, this awesome grandma energy. And now it's somehow filling you with clarity or awareness, with just through natural love. And you just seem to know what to do. You're sitting up. It's like you're going to go on to the next thing. You're sort of looking at this cookie that's been on your hand. Your hand even wasn't open to me. It was like this, and the cookie was just sitting on top of there. So like, is she going to move her hand, or what is she going to do here? So yes. You are turning very young now. What was a teenage sort of girl, I don't know. She's a young woman that touched this fireman. now she's a young girl, sort of becoming younger in this hospital bed. And then she just naturally wants a cookie, so she just eats it, because that's what kids do, right? And then they love it because it tastes good, and grandma made it, and it's just like all happy, you know. And kids, when they're happy, is like really happy, you know what I mean? So the emotions are just really loud when kids are really happy. Um, there's something filling my heart with just an awesome feeling right now. That's when I get the awesome feeling, that tells me that this is doing awesome things for your heart too. It's really nice. I'm just gonna stay with it. It could last a minute or two, so you deserve to have this feeling, so I'm just gonna stay with it and allow it to continue to flow. You're actually holding my hand. You're off this hospital bed now. It's like you want to take me somewhere. We're on a. This is getting pretty weird right now. Okay, so the images change really quickly. We're walking down a hallway, and all this sort of hospital feel just kind of disappeared. And now it's just a plain hallway, and then you kind of disappeared. So I'm just like, whoa, what happened to everything? I'm all alone in a hallway, and there's no doors, and it's kind of creepy, right? That I don't have any way out of the hallway. And then suddenly there's a man that comes and picks you up as a young girl, and then you say daddy. So this actually is a genuinely loving interaction. I know that this was not exactly the way it was, but this is how it is showing itself to me at this point in time. So I'm just going to go with it. Okay, I'm just going to describe the scene as it comes. This is what I'm being shown. So I have a young girl. She's just a pretty young girl. I mean, 4 years old or so. She's wearing a little dress. And then she's in her dad's arms. She's really lightweight, so she's easy to pick up. And then there's something about a baseball here. There's something really warm about a family sensation about this. Even family members playing baseball together, which is really rare these days, that family would just go out and do things as a team. Family as a team here is a sort of warm message. It's family to pick you up and embrace you and love you in a way that is warm and genuine. Family working together as a team. Family playing games together. Family having fun and laughing together. And something feels really genuine about all of this. As this image is coming, it is getting burned, and then the reel is sort of like an old-fashioned video, so there's a flame that is going into the picture, and it's just burning the scene away, and now it is empty. And now we are just looking at a white screen, and there's nothing here. There is no family team. There is no dad holding me. There is no working together, doing this thing together. It's just, this feels really empty, because it's been empty for a long time. You could not create, the video could not start up or it returned back to where it was. And you have nothing else to go off of in order to create new versions of love. So I'm going to help you with this. There's something really important I'm supposed to be doing right here. Everything is like telling me there's something important I'm to do here, and I'm doing something here for you. I'm feeling this reel. I'm sort of healing this reel. So camera, video reel, or old-fashioned kind. I'm actually using spiritual healing of this because this is a reflection of an emotional pain or blow to your persona or experience. So I'm just healing this reel, and I'm going to fill it with a new reel with new reflections of family and teamwork and love. Okay, and I'm supposed to use something with this pristine, natural. French sort of, it was just so pretty. I need to go back. I need that. If I need that, you need that, we all need that. Okay, so I'm doing something here. two simultaneous things are happening. I'm touching the reel that was burned, okay? And as I'm touching the reel that is burned, I'm simultaneously touching your head here. The child version. Because she's trying to be held by her father, and it's sort of like not happening. And I can't understand who she's allowing to hold her. It seems like stuffed animals or something, but the whole image is just really deranged. I'm gonna go into it here and just see, because it's kind of like a scary movie what I'm looking at, because her face is really kind of deformed, and then she's sort of surrounded by really massive stuffed animals that aren't alive. That's the way this feels. Her lips are sort of really odd. These are all just reflections of energy and how this had just disrupted you. It's really kind of like a scary horror film right here, because of the way everything is translating. It's not a girl in, oh, it's an awesome room full of ginormous stuffed animals. No, it's like, I need somebody to hold me, and none of these stuffed animals are alive. None of them have a heartbeat, and it's destroying me, and even my face is becoming deformed by it. It's that bad. That is what this is sharing with me. So, I'm actually... I cannot give you a dad here. As in, I'm looking through the spirit realm, for an image of a divine man to hold you. But the reason why none have come is because that's part of the wisdom here. An acceptance, a part of an acceptance of a heartbroken child. She wanted this, but none would come here. So I'm in here with you. I feel like I cannot make that, I'm not able to manifest that gift for you. So I'm going to manifest this loving touch, so you know that it is okay, and that you are loved, and that we are sorry, in a way that helps you to find freedom from this. A part of your soul is in an empty room full of ginormous stuffed animals and is still crying. The fact that I'm in here with you, I'm showing you that I have a heartbeat, and I love you. And this would be your mother coming in here, and Grandma Rose. We're filling this space with the love of the family who's here, who loves you. Is to help heal this part of your soul that became very sad over this. So, this is helping. We need to remove the stuffed animals. We need to alter the room. It doesn't need to be filled with these attempts to create real love, because it's not gonna work. I'm inspired to call this angel that, there's an angel and there's a golden orb here. I want to just go back to that part of the permission slip. That's right. There's an angel here touching your shoulder, and the gift of light that comes from a golden orb. We're going to place it into your heart portal, so you can allow sensitivity and receptiveness to allow you to feel and experience true love from your physical plane of existence. I feel inspired to have angels here in this room as real versions of love, along with your mother and Grandma Rose and those who love you. It's interesting because there's a real need for a divine man to be here. And there's not a divine man here. That was really lacking, for your soul to not have the balance of a divine woman and a divine man, because you have divine women and your mother and your Grandma Rose, but there's no divine man here. Where is the divine man? There's something about this. I'm asking the fireman if you'd like to come. There's something about him. Something about this. A good man, you know? A good man who rescues people, who has a good heart, who has been through his own experience of pain and suffering, but you've healed him of it. You've met others along the lines, something of this kind as well, where you want to heal them, but you can't, and then they end up being more tormenting because this sort of you're stuck in this echo of the little girl and the deformed face in this. This room is we're still working on this room, so I'm just sharing the wisdom right now, related to your need to experience a divine man. In order to experience that divine man, I have to heal this early traumas to the soul, because there's something lacking here because these divine women are not filling in the gap of a divine man who you needed, and was not there. That's really hard to tolerate, especially right now, because your heart longs to experience a divine man. And I'm supposed to ask you if you know what a divine man is like. We're going to help you to align with that, so you can see, feel, touch, experience, and even attract a divine, loving man. One that when you touch his heart, he heals, but he adores you. And then he touches your heart in return. And then you feel healed and nurtured and loved and adored. And now you feel like the past is all in the past, right? There's still this issue because you're still experiencing the past in this present, and it's bad. And I'm sorry about it. Because as kids, the emotional pain is so much louder. And especially when it continues on through, teenage years even, it makes a really huge crack in the mirror, you know what I mean? And we need to heal that. So there's something about the patience of this video that is amazing to me, because it's not always like this. It's a real gift to me to experience healing that is patient, and that is loving of this kind, and that is helps us to see family and soulmate connections and relationships between man and woman. It's really a beautiful experience for me. I want you to know that. I'm really thankful for this. It's not only a gift for me to heal you, it is a gift for my soul that your soul's sharing this with me. So we're still something has not become understood yet about healing this room. Sometimes to heal the spaces, I have to go to other spaces and then come back. So right now, I'm inspired to do a couple things. I've removed the teddy bears, but now it feels extremely empty. Something has to go in here, and I don't want to leave this room just empty. So Mom and Grandma Rose, your energies are in here with you. And this fireman, I don't feel like this is quite right yet, but I'm just going to put him in here and just see what happens. Sometimes I just got to mix in some energies and just see what happens. I don't know how to bake this cake, so I'm just going to try this, and then if it works, I'll like the way it tastes. If it doesn't, then we'll just take that one out, and then we'll try a different piece of the puzzle and then see how it tastes. So we're inspired to give you a little girl's room. The walls in this room are plain. I mean, it's like we're in it's just a little mental in here. It's just the walls are really wide. There's no furniture in here. There's nothing here. It's empty completely. So your little girl, and there's a red stripe that goes across the wall kind of midway, and it's really attractive to the senses to see a red stripe. something interesting because there's sort of like a wooden border that goes, it's sort of like maybe 2 inches at most, but there's like a pretty way that it just sort of, it's just a little one, but it's just above this red stripe. It seems appropriate. Now the white walls are kind of coming to life, and they don't remind me of like a mental institution. There's something really odd about the way it was looking before that was really disturbing. You can see why it was like creepy horror movie. Little child that's deformed, holding onto the giant stuffed animals that don't have a heartbeat. It was something creepy about it all. So we're filling it with, the walls are so pure white. There's not a speck of dirt on them. They were kind of like an off-white, like smoking had been going on in here, and they just weren't even a pure white color. So we're really going to spruce it up. It's just like HD, like the Homes channel right now for Melany. I'm calling in the crew, and we're gonna come in here and give this room a total makeover. It's kind of exciting. And you're 4 years old, and what girl doesn't want to have like an exciting new bedroom? You know what I mean? I don't know what it is, but white and red have like, I don't know what it is. It's not usually what I think about is like the pink hues, but there's something really bright about this white and red color. It's making me just, I can't get it. I can't get enough of it. I need more of it for some reason. The red is just so vibrant. It's almost glowing red. It's not like a real red like we would just see in a crayon. It's glowing, and it has a healing way about it. And along the sort of white walls, there's sort of really tiny painting or like wallpaper of what is like two red or two green like mini leaves, and then a red for a flower, and it's perfect pattern of just this tiny thing. And there's something kind of cute about it. Like maybe this would have been a bedroom in like the 80s or something, or the 70s. I don't know what it is, but there's something really cute about it. It doesn't look like anything we would probably see today, but sometimes kids just need lots of little colors all over the place, you know what I mean? It doesn't always have to be pink for a girl. Sometimes it's fun to do it different and do bright red or something. Like this red stripe is totally eye-catching. All right, so Abby's version of the Homes channel makeover. I'm probably gonna get fired, but this is as inspired by spirit to heal your little girl soul. So, okay. So there's something cool because this bed is pure white. It's making me think of that awesome white bridge. Just the whiteness of it was so clean and tidy. I liked it. And this white bed is sort of got, the comforter even has this sort of pattern of this red and the two greens, and it's white comforter. There's something about the white that just feels so clean. We're creating a massive like window seat here because there's no windows in this room, and we're just gonna do one right here. We got a bed over here with a canopy, and what little girl doesn't want a canopy? It makes her just feel so special. I'm gonna fill this room with all kinds of like princess stuff. You need a massive dollhouse in here. You do, a massive one. You need some other things so you can build like a fort out of blankets and stuff. So we need to put just some stuff in here. Like we need a bookshelf. We need some other things in here. This whole room needs to just fill up. It's gonna be like Mary Poppins style, and it's gonna be like so full of toys, and then toys that actually play with you, so you're not like lonely or anything. I don't know what it is, but it's like really exciting. It's like totally Mary Poppins style. She's like making the drawers go open and close, and everything is getting put away, so you don't even have to clean up your toys when you're done with them. They just go where they're supposed to. She seems to be feeling a little bit better about this. So we have a big old window and a blue sky, and the sun is just coming in, and we have a bunch of stuffed animals, just, kids style, and then bookshelves, and then we have another window over here, and just sort of natural light coming in. Everything feels like it is feeling a lot better. Even the colors of white and this red are changing, and it's starting to grow into other colors, which are even more pink and natural for a young girl. But it's this really soft pink color with this sort of peach with it too. It's really pretty. It's like the roses that were growing around that white little mini white bridge is really cute too. Something about this. Growing from a young girl into a young woman, Something about this white bridge is sort of like where couples would go to get engaged, or like, you know, a little romantic setting that's just really cute and pretty and memorable. And what France, you know, sort of like the romance, Paris, like the romance city, or I mean, France has that sort of romantic style of energy about it. Something really good about this. So this room is filling, it's sort of alive on its own now and just filling with different colors of pink and just different, it's altering, it's sort of growing and developing. So she's not really, she's still trying to find her way through this room. It's just, she hasn't quite gotten really happy just yet. We're still working on it. But this is helping to get you those dolls out of there, get, you know, clean the walls and just give you a room is helping. Um, there's transformation taking place between the room and then between you, and it keeps jumping between a young girl and like it's a young woman is basically what it is. And a young woman who even wants to experience a long-term relationship, wants to experience marriage and having a family of her own, but to have that balance, because you've not ever experienced the balance. And your heart has longed to experience a balance between a divine woman and a divine man. And there has been no divine man. So we take that out and we put it over here. How do we get one in there? How do we make it balance and how do we make it work? Part of it is just healing these experiences, these memories. So we're still working on it. So I'm waiting for the next thing. This room is still there. I'll have to enter back into it. I'm sort of checking out this hospital space again to see if I need to enter into there. I'm back in the room right now. It's sort of turned into a hallway that had absolutely no doors. So what am I supposed to do? They say when your life has no doors, you have to create the door, okay? And the door you create is now exciting because you get to decide what's on the other side of it. They say, do you know what's on the other side of the door that you create, Melanie? So we're in a hallway. So now the creepy Halloween hallway scene is like, I was just with people, and there was the cookie, and you were looking a lot better, and you were taking me, and now there is nobody here. I'm alone. I'm in a hallway. It's sort of like a horror movie when we see Freddy Krueger coming out, and I have no doors, no windows. It's just white walls, and I'm in a hallway, and it's long, but they're good. You know, what good is that going to do me? I'm just going to go walk down the end of the hallway, walk back. There's no doors. There's nothing here. It's creepy. So it's like, ooh, I don't want to be in here. It's like it's a feeling of are in a space with no way out, and you don't know how to find a way out either. And it's creepy. The feeling is creepy. Like you went into the scary dream. The dream, you didn't even know you fell asleep, and then you're just awake and you're like, oh no, I'm in Freddy Krueger's home, wake me up, somebody out there. You know what I mean? It's something creepy like that. They're saying they're showing me something really cool here. So we have these walls, right? You would think to make a door to go into one of them. No, the spirit realm is just manifested what is an opening to one of these little tiles in the floor. But I mean, it's like a big size tile. It's sort of like 4 larger tiles. So they're sort of lifting up or evaporating or whatever. And here there's like some grass growing into this space. So it's like completely connected to earth ground right here. There's something buried here in the earth, and it's a gift for you. It's a crystal of some kind. It's got a liquid inside of it. I'm inspired to drink the liquid even. It's got like a purplish, it's like a light purple color, but it's got a little bit of a blue tint to it. So it's not, there's something about it. It's kind of like a bluish purple, but it's light color too. And it's sparkly. So I just drank it, and it's not good to drink. It was quite mesmerizing. It's quite exciting. I felt like a little kid who just found like a secret buried treasure. I didn't even know that was there, and so I'm inspired to just consume it. It's just that's part of the wisdom. And now that I've consumed it, it's literally like I just drank metal or something really toxic for my body, and now I feel horrid. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? That's just the way that it feels. So I just want to get it out of my body. I don't want it to be in there anymore. And there's a little girl here who actually looks at me and she tells me that everything is going to be okay. She wants to make me feel better. The little girl does. She has this natural need to make everybody feel better. And that little girl is you. She didn't know how to help make herself feel better. That really made her lost, because you really do have like a natural healing ability. You really do have an amazing natural healing ability. Everybody's, we all have a unique soul, and so what is our unique soul shares a unique gift with humanity. And your soul is really soft, really patient, extremely good at channeling energy of love that is transformative for others, touching others even gently and with patience, and transforming their whole lives. It's not just oh, I have the healing touch, now your burn goes away like magic. It's like you transform people's lives from something that was completely, this guy is gonna die, to he feels like he can go live his life again. You have that ability. But you could not give that ability to yourself. And that was part of the problem here. You cannot heal that real. And so it's just been flapping around and around and around and nothing to heal it. It's part of this. They're saying, so now we are able to spit this back into the bottle and decide that this isn't what we want. And it's sort of like a choice here. But I don't even want to give it to Mother Earth because it caused me harm, and I don't want to cause harm to the Earth. I'm giving this to Archangel Michael, this vial, this bottle, and then he's putting it in his bag. Archangel Michael has this bag of it's like an infinite space. Anything goes in there is transformed into light, into versions of unconditional love and healing and stuff like that. So I don't know what he does with it. It just turns into light. So he's putting it in his bag. There's a need to completely distort the appearance of a hallway that you are trapped inside of, because you were never trapped. These walls are not here. There is no doorway to create because there were no walls to begin with. And if there are no walls, then there are no doors. You are completely out in an open world, in an open space, and you have nothing but an infinite, you have the globe. There are no doors on planet Earth. There's a globe here. So you get to go wherever you want to. And it's sort of like traveling to France for some reason. Like this space is so big and open and wide, you can go anywhere the wind takes you. So let it take you places. You're not trapped inside of a tiny little hallway. You have the world at your fingertips here. Let the wind take you where your heart desires. There's really a need for romance and love that is extremely high vibration and naturally healing for you. You really long for this. Your heart does. And that too would heal you. And it's sort of like a voice inside you that's like, if I could just find, this divine man, then I could finally be free of all of this. If this would just happen for me, then I would never look back. And so we're going to work on healing. That's what we're doing, is healing all of this in order that you can experience that. A divine man. How do you attract a divine man? That's like one of the big questions of the world that all young women have in their hearts, you know what I mean? You're not the only one who's asked this question. There's videos on YouTube about how you manifest the love of your life. It sort of complicates our minds because it's sort of, like attracts like kind of thing. Well, sometimes there's scenarios where like attracts some sort of healing too, version. So what we need to attract is the man who heals your heart. When you heal his heart in return, he heals your heart as well. So there's this insanely beautiful, loving, high vibrational balance between you and this man. That I'm asking for them to give this gift to you in this lifetime, because your heart longs for this. It longs for this true love experience. So they're asking you, are you in a hallway that has no doors? Because if you're in a hallway with no doors and you're trapped inside, how will a divine man ever get to you? You have to see now that all the walls are down, and now the wind is at your back and pushing you onto wherever your heart desires. Allow the wind and your heart to become one, and so that you may gravitate to the divine man who is trying to gravitate to you. He can't find you when you are stuck inside of a hallway, but you're not, okay? We put this liquid, Michael, the hallway is evaporated. We are out here in an open space, and it's basically jungle plants and stuff. I just feel like I'm in really vibrant earth nature setting, and it's healing me with its green energy and good health. Makes me feel healthy. Makes me want to eat broccoli. Okay, let's see here. Ice cream, broccoli. I don't know why, but broccoli makes sense when I'm sitting in this thriving green jungle space. It's not right. so I'm inspired to we'll just put you here. You're gonna eat your broccoli because you're a little girl and you're gonna eat it. You get ice cream later. You gotta eat your dinner first. Something about this. Okay. Something about little girl. Okay. Something feels right about everything so far. This hallway is no longer a manifestation. It is open space, and we are in this sort of thriving green plant life space, with your young girl version eating broccoli and consuming the gifts of Mother Earth that are natural, right? Not the human man-made ones, but the earth-made gifts. The earth-made gifts are the ones that heal us. The man-made ones are kind of what don't heal us. Ice cream is healing, dang it. But they're really emphasizing, it's interesting because there's kind of a play on words here with Mother Earth. Gives you the gifts that are healing. So these divine women in your life have given you the gifts that nurture your body and heal you. But the man-made gifts are like the ice cream that sort of or the high sugar. I mean, they're not. It's really is great for the taste buds, right? But maybe not so good for the rest of the body. So there's kind of an interesting play on words about Mother Earth and then man-made, and what do the two give? Some really amazing wisdom related to that. But I'm actually inspired to do something that is man-made, that is a gift of love to the divine woman that you are. And man made this bridge that is white. A man made this bridge for you. A man who loves you. Something romantic about it. I'm actually able to see this scene differently now. What is a beautiful garden and a loving man who sees you and your soul and is mesmerized by you and he's inspired to build things for you. And it's sort of a reflection of building a strong foundation to help you manifest all the dreams of your heart. You are a really beautiful person. You are, and you deserve to experience this type of relationship. A man who wants to give back to you for what you give to him naturally, just through natural loving way you have, this energy that passes through your heart, and touches others just naturally. You don't even have to speak to touch other people, and transform them. It's really beautiful. It's like a really special gift you have. So now we're in the scene here where we acknowledge that this bridge was built for you, by a man who loves you. It is man-made and it is healing you. So there's something really nice and refreshing about seeing how man makes things that heal women. So there's something beautiful about it. There's something really healing about this picture. I just want to stay here, you know? But now it's changing. It's sort of like I'm looking into the picture and I'm not actually in it. And the fact that I'm not in it is making me feel sad inside. And it's like, that's for other people. That's not for me. Other people get stuff like that. I don't get that. And now we understand why you're in a hallway with no doors, right? Because you don't feel you deserve that, or you get stuff like that. You don't get stuff like that when you don't allow yourself to know that you are worthy and deserving of it. Now, whenever you get thoughts like that, like where it just bogs you down, it's like, that's for other people, it's not for me. Now that's the bell ringer that you're building the scary hallway where Freddy Krueger is in there. Don't build the scary hallway. Tell yourself that, you know what, that's not the truth. That actually is not true. My brain just told me a lie about myself. And the lie is that I don't deserve a divine man who loves me and would build a beautiful bridge for me, and a foundation of love for me. That's a lie. That isn't the truth. My brain is lying to me. So that's when you say, the truth is, and I acknowledge the truth is, that I am worthy and deserving of love, and that I do deserve, and I will experience a beautiful man who loves me and would build me this bridge. That is the truth. And now all the walls are evaporating, and now we actually see we are filled with natural beauty, and there are no boundaries to what you can do and experience in your life. So you need to remember this, okay? Because those thoughts do go in there, and then that's when you close yourself up. And so you have to be persistent, and you have to acknowledge them when they come and do the right thing, which is say that's not the truth. The truth is. The more you do this, the more you'll start to be able to go into visualizations and fantasies and know that that actually is a part of the blessing that you will experience in your life for all that you've been through to get to this point. You do deserve this. Your soul has not gotten to experience a divine man. That is actually a part of your soul learning and part of your journey for you and your family. And now guess what? You did the work. You're at this point, and now yes, you do. You do deserve a divine man in your life. And you will experience a divine man in your life. That's true for you. So you have to allow yourself to fill with that. I'm seeing your body is sort of does not breathe in. It has like a desire to keep breathing in sort of toxic thoughts on occasions, instead of breathing in the truth. What is the truth? The truth is always a reflection of love. That is the truth. The toxic thoughts are the ones that are trying to deteriorate you, and make you look like the guy on the hospital bed. That isn't the truth. You don't want that. You don't want to be burned in a fire. The truth is that you are a reflection of divine love, and you have an amazing ability to transform others. Just your presence alone does it. So you need to say these things. And then know that it's true in your heart and fill your heart with them. So I'm supposed to say things like this to you. I'm supposed to say, you are beautiful, Melany. You are a gorgeous young woman, and you will attract in your life a divine man who will be inspired to touch your heart the way that you are inspired to touch his. And now there's perfect balance, because you've worked very hard in your life to get to this point, you had you had a collapse because of the pain that you experienced, and now you're actually in a place now where you're strong enough to get through this thing, and now you are able to actually welcome in a real man to take care of you, love you the way that you can take care of him and love him. There's something interesting because it's almost as if this man is sort of like a soulmate who has too gone through his own versions of difficulty in his life. It's sort of why you attract guys who aren't there to nourish you, because you seem to know that. I'm not gonna go there with this because I don't know how to define this answer correctly. But he is strong enough to heal himself. You are strong enough to heal yourself, and then you will one day meet each other and realize you have this massive background in common. And you don't want a guy who is not ready to heal himself or is not capable of healing himself. This man is expression of love and strength, inner strength, and he is able to heal himself. And he does not want a woman who does not have the inner strength to heal herself. He himself needs a strong woman that is able to heal herself. And he is also strong enough to heal himself. So you see what you're looking for here? You have the inner strength to do this. Now look for the guy with the inner strength to do the exact same thing you're strong enough to do for yourself. Now you see how amazingly balanced your souls are in your life journeys and just in the power and strength of your souls too. So now you can see the value of this type of divine man. That is a divine man right there. The one who knows what he learned through life experiences and bad choices, that develop him into an amazing and incredible human being. It is the human beings who go down the pathway that derail everything and find the inner strength to come out of it and learn from it and then blossom into extremely bright stars for us all to see. Those are the most impressive souls that I come across. Be one of those souls because you are one of those souls. So let's see you. You have this. You absolutely do. And this man has a building ability. And there's something interesting about it. My spirit guides are saying, so you're saying she's going to meet a man in her life. And I'm saying, yes, she will. And they're saying, yes, you will. But remember about what level of relationship are you looking for? If Melany chooses to stay in the hallway with Freddy Krueger, she will meet Freddy Krueger. If Melany says, you know what, that's a lie, I actually am worthy and deserving of love, and I'm strong enough to get through this, and the next man I meet in my life is amazing like I am, and I will not accept a man who is not as amazing as me. And he will treat me like a princess because I deserve it. And I will find him. And because I deserve it. Something about this. You are going to attract this man the moment you choose to get out of the hallway with Freddy Krueger. So he does have... what I'm shown is that he has a building ability. And it's sort of odd because it manifests in two ways. One way is... actually, he can build some things, might be good with his hands in that way. But he has a way about really like a loyal heart, and really about building strong roots, building strong foundations in a relationship. And then building on those to develop something, a house that does not blow over when the big bad wolf comes. That's how he is aligned with a sturdy, grounded family. He is everything you always wanted. He's what you're looking for. So me sharing this wisdom with you is actually now filling this child room with the reflection of a divine man. I could not have filled it with a divine man until I was able to give you the ability to see the divine man himself, to see your soulmate actually here with you in this room. So my spirit guides are saying, so her soulmate is now in this room, and I'm saying, yes, that is the divine man that is in this room. That is the one divine man that you should fill your heart with every single day and know that he's looking for you. But you have to be strong enough to you have to have the inner strength and ability to go to his level, but so there's this, you understand this connection here. You understand the importance of you choosing to see your value and worth in order to experience him. So I'm filling this room, and now she's finally standing up from against the wall, and she's sort of dancing in the air of this feeling of a divine man. She's actually just breathing it in, and it's sort of sparkling all around. And there's my spirit guides are saying, so you again. They're saying, so you filled this room with her soulmate, who is a reflection of a divine man. And now he is here with this part of her soul, healing her soul right now. So he already is a part of your life right now, healing this soul, part of your soul that was in pain because your father could not be the divine man. And I'm saying yes. And Spirit Guides is saying yes, that is the truth. His soul, this divine man you will meet in this lifetime, as long as you don't go back to the hallway, go see your worth and value. But he is right now in this space here with you. His higher self is overjoyed to be allowed to enter into experience your soul and heal your soul right now, because he has not been able to touch your soul because of everything. There's no name I can give to him right now, but he's only manifesting. They're saying he is the angel with the golden orb that he puts into your heart. That's why I kept looking for this angel. It just wasn't on the scene. It hadn't been understood who the angel was. But he is here. He's sort of just as golden energy just all over, and you're breathing it in, and now I'm seeing it developing into your childlike heart is filling with golden energy. It's just so healing and nurturing to you. I feel really strong now. I feel like I understand, and I have clarity now. She's just so happy, and she's like screaming with joy, like squealing or just yay or just clapping and dancing and being so merry as she's breathing in this golden energy, while it's also touching her and surrounding her and then hugging her too. So your soulmate, this divine man who's longing to be with you in this lifetime, who's waiting for you to become the divine woman that you are, to become stronger than all of this, he's here right now with you in this amazing room. That's sort of developing a gift for you. It's just filling with so much more than was ever there before. So I'm allowing this to continue for a while here. They're asking, while she's sort of just, there's just so much loving interaction right now between your childlike self and then him. So she's crying right now, and she's begging him to please not go away. She instantly became filled with fear that he was going to leave her now, and that now her emotions are doing the thing again. Her emotions that she does not trust or believe that anything good lasts, or that she will ever experience this, is now rotting so strong and intense, it is rotting all the walls, and it is creating a very suffering energy. She's basically destroying everything that we've created here. She has a right to have emotions and fears, so I'm allowing her to express herself naturally. So I'm just gonna let her. Thing is when you destroy things, everything can be rebuilt, okay? So sometimes our feelings and the way that life has molded us, it creates vulnerabilities, and then we can just become self-destructive. But you have to remember that that's part of the journey and the pathway of healing. So please don't get down on yourself when you fall off the wagon or whatever. Know that just keep going, just keep trying, and do not give up, because he's still in the room with you. He's still sparkling and glowing and there holding you, even though you are sort of now screaming and crying that he is gone and you're destroying everything in the room. Just your energy is basically dissolving the walls and burning everything. Everything is turning black. they're asking you if you have the desire to destroy all the things that you love. And now, when you destroy things that you love, what happens? This room is a gift of love to you. This soulmate is here holding you, and now you're sabotaging all of this. But they're talking about this as in helping you to see and understand that this sort of behavior, and helping you to see and understand the value and importance of letting that part of you go. Okay, so I'm going to open the window here for her, allow her to react naturally, because that's pretty natural that you would have that reaction and feeling and fear, and it would just sort of naturally sort of contaminate all this work. So it's sort of blowing everything out the window right now. All of this sort of burning energy that you're just burning all the walls and everything with this just sort of sensation and feeling. It's just all blowing out the window. It's just being sucked out of your body even. Your body is even releasing a great deal of energy out the window. And the energy of this soulmate is still here with you. He's even enduring this sort of suffering that you're creating because he loves you that much. But does he deserve that? That's kind of it too. But it's not about what he deserves or not deserves. He loves you so much that he forgives everything. And he's still here holding you, and you're still releasing a lot of this fear. It's still sort of contaminating the space as it's sort of being sucked out as well. I'm still letting you release it as much as possible, and then it'll calm down and we can heal everything again. So it's starting to calm down now. You're starting to come to your senses and to see what you've done. And now you're ashamed of yourself. And now you feel like you've ruined everything. And I come and I say you've not ruined anything at all. You just have a right to have emotions and to feel sad and to have these fears. And you seem to feel warmer or better. And you're saying you're still here. You're still here, to this soul who's still holding you, this sort of golden flecks of energy that are all here. And he says, yes, I am. And he's filling you with love. You got out all of that energy, and now coming into you is more love. So the more you're going to have these sort of charades, but every time you get it out, they'll come back less and less. Because the more love that can fill you, it leaves less room for the need to have the fear or the charade. You just need consistency. And consistency itself will train you to trust again. Fortunately, this is a massive trust issue, and you experience a lot of pain and suffering. And so it's going to take time for you to learn that you can trust, but you will learn, okay? And part of learning is knowing that you deserve the world. You've been through a lot, and you will make it through this. You are a strong woman. And this man is waiting for you. Once you can grow beyond, he's ready for you. And he's here right now with you. Even right now, as you're watching this video, he's here with you. And he's unwavering. He understands. You're crying, and there's sort of room is still burnt out. We're waiting for it to heal on its own. There's some roses that are growing here for you. The room is sort of evaporating, and we're out in nature again. And there's just a single rose here. And it's a single loving gift for you. It's like Divine Feminine, Mother Earth is sharing a gift. But it's almost like this Grandma Rose, her name is just so special alone, because every time you look at flowers or think of roses, she's just a part of that reflection, the genuine love and beauty. that fills us with joy. And so this, they're saying, is this a flower from Grandma Rose to Melany? And I say, yes, it is. And they're saying, you're right. Grandma Rose may not be able to touch you in this physical like she had at one time. She can touch you in other ways. And those ways are maybe the quietest ways, like the ways you touch other people's hearts. You have a natural way of touching people's hearts without saying anything at all. Here's a real message about her wanting to touch your heart. She may not have a voice to you, but she can touch your heart in other ways. Whenever you see a fresh baked chocolate chip cookie, whenever you see a rose, it is her sharing her gifts of love to you. Maybe these things don't have a voice, but they're still reflections of her love for you, from Grandma Rose way. There's something really beautiful about that. There is. Okay, I'm not really sure how to describe what. So what I see is a reflection of a grandma or old woman, but her appearance is changing between what is all the grandmas that are the grandma that we all love, you know. So even my own grandma's in this picture, both of my grandmas, and they're all sort of changing into lots of faces of grandmas who are very loving, but the faces are getting younger and younger and younger. And they're starting now to look like a young woman. And it's a message about you developing into a Grandma Rose of your own for your own grandkids. There's some wisdom related to this because you are Grandma Rose as well. You are also a reflection of her loving soul, is also a part of you too, and a part of your mother as well. So this is sort of like there's some real meaning to this because we all go through life cycles where we are wanting to fall in love, and then we want to create a family, and then our family then has family of their own, and now your mother's going to be a Grandma Rose, and then you're going to eventually one day be a Grandma Rose too. And so something really beautiful about this loving sort of lineage of divine women who are reflections of extremely loving women. You really are a very loving woman, and you have a lot of love to give. And again, you touch people. You don't have to say anything at all to make an impact and transform people's lives, but in a loving, healing way. You did not harm that fireman. You went to him and you touched his heart, and he was transformed by you from love alone. You didn't have to say anything. Something about this fire. Even a man coming to me in a shadowy way, in a burnt room. Even a little girl's room that was burnt up, even a girl that is burned from a past life, a man, like a whole family that got burnt from a fire. Also kind of reflecting through here. And they're saying this love transcends all things. Even lifetimes where there's a tragedy of this kind, you get to be reborn and to choose how you want to live it differently. This time, you are not in the fire. Something about this past life transferred into this lifetime as well. And now you are self-burning through this sort of drug use and this sort of pain of not having the divine man in your life as a child. And this sort of reflection of this being burned to death in a previous lifetime. They're saying this wisdom will also help heal your soul from this behavior. Your soul actually needed this sort of nourishment of awareness, because the soul, as the body does not remember this stuff. The soul's infinite. The soul remembers. but it activates in the cells somehow. It sort of activates in the body when we are allowed to see these past life memories. It changes us in really good and helpful ways. So they're saying now, do you know who the man was that was burned? It was a reflection of what would be your father in a past lifetime. The whole family was burned in this event. They're not allowing me to understand when this happened, where this happened. But this was a divine man who loved you. And somehow there's a reflection of this soulmate here that you are longing for. That too has gone down his own journey of being self-burning as well. And so he's sort of playing out a similar role as you. He needs you to be a strong woman, and he is choosing to be a strong man too for you. And you be a strong woman for him, okay? And so our souls can play out different roles. So, one lifetime, you're the parent, and then, you play out different roles. You can even be the family pet in a lifetime. I mean, you can be anything you want to be. It's not about the body or the sort of being the father or the mother or the lover or the baby or the whatever. It's about the soul connections. And so when two souls love each other so much, they can come into lifetimes to be the parent sometimes or to be the lover. And in this lifetime right here in the present, this soulmate is going to be, you get to enjoy each other as being the lovers and the ones who build a strong family with a really balanced, solid foundation that's grounded. And now you get to give your kids the divine female and the divine male in a household. That's something you long for in your own heart. So you will get to experience that. You have to believe in it and trust it and know this is real, because it is. It's very interesting how past lives create reflections in the current, in this lifetime. It's this sort of self-burning is, nobody wants to be burnt to death in a past life, but somehow there's an echo or a mimic of a tragedy, and then it manifests itself in different ways in the next lifetimes, So in this case, it's sort of triggered this. I'm supposed to describe this. What was in this past life with the fire? What was a young girl who loved her father, and they were very close because they were bonded soulmates. It just so happened that they incarnated, so he would be the dad and you would be the daughter. So it is what it is, and it was a very loving bond, and that was a very balanced, beautiful relationship between a father and a daughter. So what ended up happening with this burn experience was you both, it was almost like the only way, this is how it's shown to me, this is how they want me to describe it. What is father holding daughter while you're burning to death? That is the way they're showing it to me, and that's the way I'm supposed to describe it. And so now we see that loving bond here between your soul and his soul. Now it's sort of same age group, where now you're sort of mimicking this sort of loss of each other, and you sort of did not have the dad figure in your life, so it just created the broken reel, and now you're sort of so massively off the train tracks. You can see how that happened now in this lifetime. And now you got to be strong. You'll make it through this thing. So the response is a sort of self-burning thing. Something about his soul too is sort of endured this in this current incarnation as well. But you're both of the same age group, so you actually can embrace each other as not a father and daughter, but actually as real companions, because you're soulmates. Soulmates experience things different ways, so they can learn about love in different ways. So it's really special when they get to experience being companions with each other like that. There's something very special when two souls can come together and create their own families with one another, to bring in other soulmates. and your family of souls that you have, your mother and your grandma especially, but there's other family members who also are of the same tune, that are also very loving as well. All a part of the same sort of same soul family. His soulmate would be this soulmate, his soul, also a part of the same soul family. He'll be overjoyed when the whole family will be overjoyed to have him. So you have to know you deserve it and you're worthy of it, and that this will come and manifest for you. You can overcome this, and you know that you deserve this, and you can do it. That's what this whole message is about. Now that I've said all of this, it seems to be healing this room and is not burnt anymore at all. It's back to normal. And she's smiling and happy. And she seems to acknowledge this soul is daddy, but this soul is also soulmate. So divine man. Now we have managed to successfully enter a divine father figure into this room. But this father figure is soulmate. So he may have been a father in a past life to you, who loved and adored you as his little girl sort of thing, in a very balanced, loving way. And now you're incarnated in a way where you can see him now as an attractive man, who will hold you as a companion, and you'll build a strong family foundation together. And it'll be warm and welcoming, and it'll be strong and balanced. And now we are able to, this whole room, it's okay to let this room it just needs to be healed. Something as in, let it go, because I want to go back to this, see if I can enter in this space with this man who builds the bridge. Bridge between, to bring your souls together. Something more about the bridge image. But before I can do it, she's sort of, this girl has some really sort of possessed eyes, and she's just looking at me. I need to go and remove this demon. It's quite it's sort of attracted to your need to self-sabotage. And you'll keep self-sabotaging until I can get him out of there. So I am setting you under the violet flame. And so I'm using Reiki energy to help remove this sort of attachment. So demons are there's trillions and trillions and trillions of them. They're just basically, there's different versions of them. So far this version is just really attracted to feeding off your self-sabotaging energy, because he loves hatred, he loves burning, he loves making you feel like he's gonna be every single awful word you say about yourself in your head, over and over and over and over again, and the reason you don't deserve the man of your life, and the reason that's for other girls, or the awful, the real of awful things that are going on through my head right now tells me that this is going on in your head too, that you can go ramble on the most terrible things to yourself. This guy is the give him a round of applause for being a jerk, and helping you to do that. So we need to get him out of there so we can free your thoughts, him from being in control of your thoughts for self-sabotage. I'm still trying here. So there's some other angels. Archangel Michael is here with me. And we're here with you in this room, and your eyes are just pure yellow looking at me, and you look just furious. Like, again, it's scary Freddy Krueger stuff going on here. It's just really, I'm just looking into your eyes that are like burning back at me, but they're like a yellowish green color kind of thing. And so I'm just looking into your eyes with love and knowing that I love you no matter what. even with this demon, you're still a beautiful young lady, and you still have a beautiful heart, and you still have the power to manifest the dreams that you've always wanted your whole life. And these are the dreams that you deserve. There's something about this is really effective. I'm just focusing. He's showing himself to me now, standing before me. I've seen this guy before for some reason. I too have gone down the road of self-sabotage. I too have suffered from depression for 20 years. I too know exactly the pain of the human mind when it goes down that road, and how it derails you and makes it impossible for you to breathe fresh air again and get out of that cycle of behavior. It's very hard. So he's very familiar to my own soul. We're in a space together. His behavior, demeanor is sort of... he's trying to do that thing to me as well. I'm not able to see him with clarity just yet. We're basically in a room that is burning on fire. And you're sort of here, and you look like a creepy doll. And he is in here, and he loves just basically putting pins and needles into you. He has control over you. That's what this is about. He likes to make you feel like you're worthless. That's his voice. It's really bad like that. But you're not, okay? You're a strong woman. You're a beautiful woman, and you're going to transform people's lives, including your own. I'm telling him things that are the truth. And I say to him, I speak the truth. And the truth is this. And I'm just saying words that are loving. So I love you. You're beautiful. I'm helping him to remember what the truth sounds like. Sometimes demons become demons because they themselves have endured incarnations that have completely destroyed their soul. And then they go on a rampage of just being completely corrupted. So the impression I'm getting of this demon entity is that he himself has suffered because nobody has told him how much they love him. Nobody was there to hold him when he needed somebody. So now he's going to make everybody else pay for this. It's kind of his demeanor. So I'm helping him to see that he's loved too. I need to focus here on this. He's not helping me. He won't let me see him for very long. He keeps moving around. And the thing is, it's sort of like he doesn't want to look into my eyes, because when he looks into my eyes now, he sees the truth. He likes to hide from the truth. So he makes you hide from the truth too. That's why you keep going down these roads and saying all these nasty things to yourself that aren't the truth. They're manipulations. So he himself can't even tolerate the truth. Because if he himself were to hear himself say, you're better than this, you're deserving of love, now he's no longer a demon, right? So I'm going to help him to see that he's worthy and deserving of love. So now you can feel that inside of you too. I'm here, I just bring Jesus on the scene because I like to work with others to do this transformative work with demons. And Jesus is great because he's already a reflection of, he's like a super reflection of unconditional love, ultimate forgiveness, no judgment at all, and just wants to touch hearts too, just like you touch hearts, Melany. So we are welcoming him home and telling him he has a home in heaven, and we want him to be here with us. Nobody ever told you that you were always a part of the love of all. And we're telling him, please come back home with us. And Archangel Michael is here with me as well. We're creating a heart of energy, and we're filling him, and he's inside of a heart of energy, and it's sort of filling him. I'm envisioning him breathing it in now so he can experience what heaven feels like, and that he is loved. Because this demon has not felt this at all for a very long time. Demons really are just souls that are crying out for help, but they just wreak havoc because they don't know how to. They don't know how to feel loved. They don't know how to transform. So they need help. So we just help him so he can see that he's loved. This is working. This is also helping to release you too from him. He wants to let go of you now because he really wants to feel this love of all again. He's not been able to feel it for a long time. I'm going to just tell you that. I don't know how to define what a long time is for this guy, but let's just say 100,000 years or something. That doesn't even sound right to me. It's almost like he has a light body soul, but a part of his soul fragment has been completely corrupted and demonic for a very long time. And so for me to do this healing for him, for this demonic soul fragment, is going to heal this higher self version. It's going to heal a lot of other souls that he's been bothering for a while. He's still transforming. Sometimes they take a very long time. Sometimes they're short. So I'm just being patient, allowing him to embrace and feel loved from heaven. He's wanting to give back the doll that is you, that he's been harming for a while. I'm allowing... simultaneously, he is in a heart shape, a heart, like literally a heart drawn on the ground beneath his feet, and then it's filling up with pink energy that is loving and truly genuine. So Jesus and I and Michael, we're all on three sides of him, sharing love with him with our hands from heaven, and telling him we love you and we want you to come home with us. And we just keep saying it so he can remember what love feels like. They just need you to keep saying it until they can allow a transformation, a rebirth of their own soul, right? And so we're over here while I'm simultaneously, a part of my soul is here with this doll that is you. And so I'm taking this pin out. It's sort of, let me think, pressed right here. It's just above the heart. Hold on. You gotta remember which side. So I guess it isn't the heart. Let me see here. I can't stand when this happens because I get turned around and I'm backwards. I'm always like, if I could just turn around here and I can remember, see what side it is. So it is above the heart. So whatever is left is then right. No, okay. I'm sorry. I gotta just do this for a minute. Yeah. And to take this needle out. Sometimes it doesn't matter where it is. In case there's some weird pain you feel somewhere, I kind of like to acknowledge where it was located. And now I'm so backwards and twisted and turned around that I can't even freaking figure this thing out. I'm just going to see this doll, and now I'm going to allow it to heal. And I'm taking the pin out of here. Ask anybody I know, they'll tell you I have absolutely no sense of direction. I don't know right from left. And if you tell me to go right, I will go left. And I even get lost on my way to work sometimes. I'm terrible with it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm horrible. If you need me to go to Canada, I will show up in Florida in a couple days. It's the truth. So, okay. Eat your broccoli, don't eat your ice cream. Okay. Abby's words of wisdom. Okay. I need to see that you are not a puppet, that you are a real human being with real emotions, and that your emotions have value, and that your heart is worthy of love. He is not at all in conjunction with your mental or emotional right now. He is over here still in the corner with us, sharing love with him. I'm just holding you and speaking to you and helping you to know that you are a real human being and you have emotions and these emotions have value. And that you are not a puppet, and you are not need to keep stabbing yourself or letting demons stab you or anything else. I need to go back to this demon. The work, I need to focus on him right now. So I'm simultaneously speaking to this doll version of you while I'm back over here with the demon. I need to focus. Because he's sort of energy is altering right now. I'm going to be taking down to a much darker layer here. Sometimes these energy shifts really jolt and bottle me up, so I just need a minute to just, it's sort of like the energy changes. What could be really loving, then suddenly it's just like, I don't like the way that feels. So it's hard. It just takes me a minute to get balanced again. I'm actually down here in a much darker and deeper space. Because I have to heal when I heal these demons, he's not going to transform until I heal this more darker demon. That's pretty normal. So I'm here. He's in this space. I need an angel in here to surround him with his wings. So there's a special angel with Jesus and I and Michael, and we're here with him in that space where the doll is, while I'm simultaneously down here with Jesus, Michael, myself, with this very dark demon, which is a very massive space. He likes to play invisible, but I can still tell he's here. The ground's quite rancid. This is the demon that has inspired this other demon that has been bothering you. So it's my spirit guide saying, so she was possessed by a demon, and I'm saying yes, she was manipulated by a demon. Yes, Melany has been manipulated by a demon. But sometimes we allow them to manipulate us when we become vulnerable. And you were very, very emotionally vulnerable from this experience. Not having a divine man allowed you to be manipulated by demons. This demon specifically, but now we are down here with a much older, more ancient, more terrible demon. And sometimes to transform the sort of more surface layer demons, you got to go to the deep, dark demon, and then sort of the father demon, and now they all start to feel transformation. So he still has a vein of connection with this guy. I'm telling him as well the same things. He chooses to show me that he's a body with no head, but then he likes to make his body invisible. And then he sort of has a throne room space here. There's an odd bird that keeps sort of flying around in sort of broken record. He also has a way of being immobile. It just stuck in this place. Sometimes these really ancient old demons are tired. It boggles my mind, but it's almost like they are exhausted from their own behavior, but they have no capacity to go back to the light, and they need somebody to come to them and help them. I am not being terrorized, tormented, or this is not the type of demon that is terrorizing me right now. So I'm creating this, doing the same here for him. I'm showing him that he is worthy and deserving of love, and I'm putting a giant heart around this throne space where he keeps just hanging out, disappearing, and that sort of thing. I'm putting a heart shape of energy around this bird that keeps flying, and around this guy's face that keeps going in and out. Something about he deserves to be seen for who and what he is. Sometimes demons can't, after a while, they don't want to transform because they don't want to face their actions, you know what I mean? But they need to know that they are worthy and deserving of forgiveness too. So we just keep telling them, I love you. They need to hear that from a genuine, from heaven, where there's no judgment. There's a massive thing coming out of the ground here. sort of an odd sort of spider, which also looks like a rake or something. Some sort of bug as well. It's like an odd thing. I don't even have a clue how to describe it. Like a caterpillar body, but it's sort of got, it looks kind of spidery in the front. Then it's got this sort of rake sort of piece that comes out. It's like fan of pieces coming out of the ground. There's quite a lot down underneath here even. Okay, let's see what we can get done in 10 more minutes here. You're definitely disconnected from this demon here is not in your spiritual atmosphere anymore. But I can't just leave this work unattended. I have to heal this, and I'm effectively doing it. The ground is trying to open up. It's swelling and wanting to show me something quite a lot deeper. And it's wanting to grow earth and nature sort of reflections. They're trying to grow, sort of building things, more stuff coming out of the ground here before this throne. The guy that's on the throne, these sort of demons have this sort of chamber room and they sit on a throne. He's sort of like looking like this. Now I can see. Some of the darkest, deepest demons are honestly tired. It's really strange when you find them like that, because like some of them are sort of in their prime and they're real nightmares, and others have just been there and done that for too long, and they're so ancient and they're just tired. Some ancient ones, though, are still quite terrible. There's all different kinds of them. He's welcoming of us. He's not terrorizing us right now. This whole ground is still in a state of transformation. I'm just waiting for it to happen completely. Something wants to develop here. There's sort of a giant pool of toxic energy, sort of a black liquid underneath this sort of rancid soil layer. It's just sort of eating away at it. And there's just a massive pool of rancid black liquid. It's pretty common to find this stuff. It's just a reflection of very rancid, old, negative energy. Unfortunately, when you let demons in to inspire you to make choices that are going to harm yourself, now you are in connection with rancid spaces like this. But that's a part of being a human being and making choices and now learning from them. And you can heal and grow out of this very easily. And now what do they have? They're alone. Thing is I want to transform all of this so they can go back to heaven and find freedom there. So they can heal, and now you can really heal. It's good to have this awareness. There's a pearl coming out of this liquid. I'm taking it. It was on a ring. Then the ring is all black and tar, full of tar. There's sort of like a body that is coming up and out. This whole ground just keeps moving and it won't stop, and it keeps splashing this liquid, and weird things are inside the pool. But nothing is concerning about this demon. It's just sort of like he's trying to unroot some things, wanting to show us some things. He's not terrorizing at all. He's like a tired old demon guy. There's something about himself his own soul having gone through some sort of, it's almost like the ring on a finger in marriage reflections. Sometimes these demon souls, they transform through the lifetimes themselves as some sort of pain they can't ever heal from. So he's just showing me this ring with a pearl on it. I'm removing this body that's holding this ring upward, and it's sort of stiff, just statuesque. And it's a burly, strong man, stuck in a position of, will you marry me sort of thing. In this demon realm, in the deep, dark, rancid space, and it came out of the pool of black liquid. This demon has a story, I guess. and I'm helping him to heal. So this part of his reflection has been stuck in this echo for a while. Wants a woman to take his ring. So I take his ring and tell him you are worthy and deserving of love. He finds himself feeling a lot better from this. He even melts from what love does. When it touches his heart, it makes him melt. And so he's literally showing me this version of him as this sort of strong man with this ring, sort of a pearl on it. He's like melting now. And things are starting to feel like they're feeling a lot better down here. He said, I just needed somebody to take my ring. Somebody to take my ring. It's really sad about this because he could not, there's something about this melting feeling that he has longed for in his heart. It got cold and sort of stiff, and it never healed right. So it's actually turning into a really beautiful bracelet, and it's not a ring. It just sort of grew, and I put it on as a bracelet, and I'm wearing it now. It has just a single pearl on it. There's some sort of things coming down here with really scratchy claw hands that are trying to rip my hand off, basically. Self-sabotage sort of energy, like here's a ring, take it, I hate you, I'm gonna kill you. It's kind of like, okay, psycho, just calm down here. It's like that sort of thing, you know. It's like, that was so beautiful, that was so genuine, that was so loving and romantic. And now what is this claw hand that is like trying to kill me? Calm down, all right? It's sort of part of the healing, you know. But the space is really trying to transform. But we got to heal all these vibrations too. There's sort of echoes in his rafters, and he's been in a lot of pain over this. And so he shares his pain with others in this way. I'm saying I'm still thankful for the gift that you've given to me. It is beautiful. And I'm honored to wear it on my wrist for you, is what I say. Because I'm telling him the truth. He's really, this could take a lot of time. He's really, those words literally made the walls turn into a liquid while there's still sort of like a sponge that just squished out a bunch of black liquid. I just feel inspired to, there's another man coming out of this pool. He's quite a large man, but he's shrinking down. He's coming to talk to me. We're going down even further now, beneath this. It's a really dark space down here. It's a really dark experience being down here. This is a real root related to all human beings who suffer from a drug addiction. There's a long lineage of sort of demon history and inspirations. They're hungry to feed off of human beings who are vulnerable, emotionally vulnerable, and they just, if they can see that they've killed you, they feel better about themselves. Like, there's just something they need to accomplish to make them feel better about themselves when they themselves just suffered from something. It's sort of, they themselves have gone down this sort of road and could not get out of it, and they just were transformed by it. I'm just down here. I'm telling you, I can't believe it. It's basically a massive man, a giant. He's just leaning against a wall. Has kind of a rounded belly. Just sort of looks almost like a caveman, and his body sort of looks rough like that and dirty. He's wearing like a loincloth. He's a massive giant. He's not particularly husky or he's not scrawny either. He just regular size legs, I guess, and feet. But he's got sort of a belly here. It's sort of in an odd space, like a cave. He's just being, a bucket of cold water just got thrown on him. I'm asking my spirit guides if we can get some answers already, or everything is glowing blue right now. I'm with this man. He's like my version of Cryon, who comes and does soul contracts and stuff like that. He just took me down to this extremely deep layer. I mean, we're so deep, it's like miles below where that other space was. I'm just telling him I'm just going to manifest energy here and let the energy do the work. And I'm going to take this version of you that is the doll, and we're going to go and help you to heal away from all of this, because you're not a part of all of this anymore. This would just be something I could do on my own time. I'm just filling this with all blue flame, and it's just eating away its sort of toxic liquid, and then toxic rancid earth and soil, and it's sort of doing a spiral all the way up from miles beneath, and it's just going upward, 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 and it's going into this caveman as well. And I'm saying heal, just saying the word heal, and then saying the word love. Heal with love. Heal with heaven's love for all. Transform with heaven's love for all. Allow these entities to feel loved and be transformed by love. Giving a gift of snake as the reflection of rebirth and reincarnation. The snake that heals and then is reborn as a new version of light. So all of this is just filling, it's just breaking everything apart on its own naturally. I'm asking that heaven open in order to fill this with a lot of angel light, and then continue to do this transformative work. I was looking at this thing on my wrist because I'm not going to keep it if he doesn't want me to. But they're saying this was a gift that he gives to you, and that it was honoring and respectful that you had received it and were honored by it to wear it. And so I will keep it as a gift of love and not a reflection of anything else but love. So all of this work is pulling apart these realms. Lots of angels here to help heal. It's something else to do and just make sure it gets cleaned up. But it's important that you know that this demon entity that was terrorizing you, he's completely of a new version. He's not fully transformed yet, but he's not in the same frame of mind. The corrupted sort of mental need to sabotage other human beings who are vulnerable mentally and emotionally, that is not a part of his reflection right now. It's sort of turned off for him. And he has returned the doll to freedom, basically, of him. So we are removing this doll from this space where he is, and filling this space with unconditional love and light from heaven in order to help it heal. And then we're just filling it too with this blue flame, which sort of eats up all the negative energy naturally, and allowing it to still come upward into his space, even up at the top. So everything is filling with all kinds of massive healing energy. This work is doing amazing things right now. And so this doll that I'm saying, you're not a puppet, you're worthy and deserving of love. Sport part of your child spirit. Your child spirit is in all these different spaces experiencing healing. So I'm inspired to just be the swift angel energy that I am, and just take all this massive work I've done, and then I'm just taking it into our version of heaven. And heaven actually looks like this sort of beautiful, it's really glowing with white light in this space where I'm taking you, but it's somehow, it's like, here's the bridge, right? But the bridge, one side of this bridge is all this old stuff and all the past and everything that isn't a part of this anymore. Even the demon space and the burnt lifetime and the hospital and the hallway and the Freddy Krueger and all that stuff. It's all part of the past. So heaven here is the light that is the bridge, right? And that takes you to your future, which is this true space where the love of your life is waiting for you. You have to ask yourself if you're worthy and deserving of love, and then you say, yes, I am. And now you stand up tall, you open yourself up and say, I am ready to receive love and light in my life. And you say it with confidence and strength because you are. Then you are worthy and deserving of love. And now you are free from all that manipulation and the chaos and the this and the that. And now you can go on and walk across the bridge and go live your life and be happy. Let the wind inspire in your heart, the wind in your heart merge, and allow the attraction of love to just take you where you need to go so you guys can be together again. Because this is real and this will happen for you. So my spirit guides are saying, so is her soul being reborn in the light? And I'm saying, yes, it absolutely is right now. All of the work I have done has released all of these attachments, helped you to comprehend, understand, and find relief in all different kinds of ways. And so you're being healed in the light right now. And then once your soul is ready, which it's going to be in the light, sort of rejuvenating and refreshing itself for probably a couple days, because it just, part of your soul does need to do this. You have an infinite soul, you got many soul fragments. So this part of your soul that has endured a lot of pain and suffering, especially the child version, just growing up and then moving into these different sort of experiences of your life, is all healing, and that's going to be a big wash for you. So the soul then is going to gravitate on its own to be a part of the scene of real romance and love that you deserve. And so I'm just going to tell you right now, Melany, that just expect yourself to be, you're probably going to watch this and be really, it's going to inspire a lot of emotions and thoughts and feelings and new sort of ways of thinking. So if you feel a little weird or something for a few days, that's just part of the work and the healing. And then the energy work is really going to just keep manifesting and twirling more like super loving, warm Grandma Rose style, divine feminine, soulmate love type of energy into you. So this work isn't just 2 hours, I'm done. It actually lasts for eternity. So I'm in your spiritual atmosphere sharing this healing energy. And so it's going to last for in a time where there is no past, present, or future. It's just through eternity. It's infinite healing. So it's going to, you're just going to start feeling better and better and better. So even in a week, you're going to be like, wow, I just feel a whole new, like, I just feel refreshed. Like, I just feel different in a way I haven't felt in a long time, or I haven't felt ever. So just allow the energy to do its work, and it may take a couple days for your body to digest all of the work I just did, which is pretty normal. So I just want to tell you that. Anyway, I'm so happy I got to do this for you. I'm so happy. I'm very thankful. This has really meant a lot to me. Your willingness and open-mindedness to receive this healing. Your mother, Mary, is so sweet that you would do this for your daughter, Melany. And Grandma Rose, thank you as well, because your cookies and roses now, I'm going to be always thinking about Grandma Rose. Chocolate chip cookies. It's so good. And it's sort of the kind that, you know, they're like perfectly baked, and so then you cut it, you know, you open it, and then the chocolate is sort of like a melty part, and it's just really yummy, you know? It's like just the right cookie flavor too. So there. All right. This whole thing has been really beautiful. It's been really refreshing, sort of journey healing experience for me. So I'm just very thankful for that. All right. Well, thank you again. So I'm just gonna call it a video, and then for all you viewers, if you're interested in experiencing spiritual healing, please visit my website. I'll put a link out there, but you can find me at abbynormalswisdomquest.com and get yourself a soul rebirth journey and transform your life. Okay, so have a wonderful day, and thank you again.